Welcome to the Dolls Room, where every day is a disco party. Huh, Ito? Ito! Hello, welcome back to the Dolls Room. I'm sorry that it's been such a big gap between my last review and now. We are in December now, so I think come January I'm really going to make an effort to make these much more often, maybe once a week. That would be really, that'd be great. That'd be exciting if I could do that. But today we're going to talk about Miwa, or rather Heiwa. So Heiwa, you might know, is a collaboration doll between Groove and the Spanish Pullip customizing artist known as Poison Girl, whose name is Maria. And Poison Girl's Pullips are iconic. You recognize them as soon as you see them. She has an incredibly delicate touch with the eyelashes that she does, and these impeccable feathered eyebrows. Always a very sweet look to her girls. She doesn't do a ton of carving. Maybe a little bit on the nose, a little bit on the lips. So it's not, she doesn't change the model of the doll very much, but her dolls are really unique and stand out. And of course, many of us dream of having one, and they are very difficult to come by. So when Groove did a collaboration with Maria, and they created little Dal Heiwa, many of us just grabbed her up as quickly as we could, or in my case, and grabbed her up when she was released for the second time, because by the time that I found out that she existed, she was impossible to find. It was really exciting when she came back into stock, and she currently is still available at Pullip Style, and probably on Groove, and probably many other places that people shop. Okay, so I thought instead of presenting her in her stock, because I'm sure you can find a half dozen other reviews where she is dressed in her beautiful little stock, I thought I would present her as she is to me, and how she is in my little family. So I have renamed her Miwa, and her original name, Heiwa, if you kind of take the characters apart, it stands for peace and harmony, and the wa part being harmony. And I thought that I was actually just going to keep her with her original name because she's a collaboration doll. She is a designer's doll, and I thought, well, that's her character, that's who she is. But I couldn't really wrap my tongue around the hey in Heiwa. I guess, you know, my vocabulary is too English for that. So I opted for a slightly different Japanese name, Miwa. And Miwa, the mi would be beautiful, harmony is the wa, so beautiful harmony, which I think is also really charming and sweet. So here's my little Miwa, and from the time that she arrived, she saw little Mushu here, and she just grabbed him up, and she hasn't let him go. Little Mushu was a gift from Carolyn Felix. I adopted a beautiful customized doll from her. Of course, I'll be doing a review on that at some point. And this is one of the little gifts that came with Ruby. But Ruby she's a lady. She's out on the town. She's wearing a beautiful red velvet dress as we speak. And Mushu wasn't getting very much attention, but as soon as Miwa as soon as Miwa saw him, they've been inseparable. And so I'll show you a little bit of what I've done with her. Here's a little crochet beanie that I made. I don't know how to knit, but I did learn how to crochet from YouTube tutorials. Just kind of sat down with yarn and a crochet hook and some very helpful tutorials, and I made just a couple things, but I made a number of beanies. And this is a little turquoise one that's a little sparkly. I just love the contrast of it and her pink hair. And also because you can see a little bit that she has really subtle eyeshadow. You'll also see that she has little green freckles, and that was a super surprise for me when I got her. Might as well show you a little bit more. Groove did do a pretty decent effort in replicating the feathered eyebrows that the Poison Girl does. Now her hair, you'll notice, is, she just dropped Mushu, is a light pink on top, and then it has this vibrant pink below. And she has this kind of punk little spiky cutting of it. And if you have her, or if you've seen her in stock, her hairline is pretty far forward and her bangs cover up a lot of her beautiful little eyebrow and her eyeline. So when I rebodied her, because obviously she's not on a stock Dal body, when I rebodied her, I went ahead and took the wig off completely and moved it back a little bit. So going down in her little outfit, I crocheted this little sweater as well. I crocheted this from, what is that stuff called? This isn't yarn. This is like needlepoint thread, and I had some that were varying colors. So the pattern that shifts colors in the back is all the thread's doing. I didn't patch that together. That's just how it that's the result. And then the little front panels, and it just makes for a very sweet little sweater. And then the thing that I'm proudest of the most is this little jumper. I've made just a couple of them now from a pattern. I don't think I could have figured this out by myself. I used a pattern, but then I selected the different fabrics to use. I was able to kind of recycle this lace from an abandoned and neglected napkin. This little ribbon was probably one of those shoulder straps that comes with sweaters for hangers, and I am just so proud of this little thing. I love the little poofy bloomer portion, and I love the little crisscross lacing of the ribbon. It's a really fun design, and I think it looks pretty fine on her. Then she has these cute little green and white stockings. I didn't make those, I bought those. And these too cute to be real little kitten shoes. And again, I didn't make those. I don't know how to make shoes. I bought those. So little Miwa, of course, like any of the Dals, she can look side to side. They don't blink their eyes, unfortunately. She has a very simple dark brown eyeliner. You'll notice that she has sort of this dual tone lip, a little darker pink in center, a little lighter on the side, and it gives her a special little pout. You know, all the dolls have a kind of a pout to them, but the shading on her lips gives her a slightly different expression. And well, it's been a long time now since I saw the dolls as pouting. I like a lot of people, when I first fell in love with the Pullips, I looked around at all the other variations, the Dals, Isuls, the Taeyangs, the Buells, and I really only liked the Pullip. I remember looking at Dal and thinking, oh, why is she so pouty? But then I started looking at more pictures of them, and I think I might have more Dals now than I have Pullips. I just fall in love with the stock Dals much more easily than I fall in love with the stock Pullips. With the Pullips, you know, I think they're gorgeous, but I'm a little bit more inspired to change them up and to commission customs. Whereas the little Dals, maybe also because they're tiny, that they're smaller, I feel a little less guilty collecting more of them. I don't know what it is. I think they're adorable, and I actually don't think that that they're pouting. I think they just look like normal little girls who are not smiling necessarily. They're just hanging out. As you can see, I put her on an Obitsu body, and I've made a video about this already. You know, with how sweet and young she is, some people may prefer the 21 centimeter Obitsu. I've put her on a 23 centimeter because I just prefer the feel of the 23 SBH a lot more. It's just also a lot more solid, so I can move her without her doing some crazy gyrating at the different weird joints that the hard bust has. And also, you know, and I'll say it 1,000 times, the head tilt of the soft the SBH Obitsus is everything to me. It makes such a difference for photography, and it makes them look a little less stiff. So I've found that that with the little different outfits that I've put her on, and especially when she's hanging on to her little mushu, I think the 23 centimeter doesn't look too big on her at all. I think it really suits her, and she still looks like a little kid. Okay, so for those of you who are also really hoping to get to see a little bit more of her stock, I keep her stock safely tucked away. I've actually kept her sweater on her dress because it's a little challenging to work with, but I'll take it apart for this video. Okay, so this little sweater is so delicate and adorable. It's the knit feels just like a really soft little cotton. It has really nice quality cotton liner, and it is just so well made. The liner goes all the way through inside of the sleeves, and of course you have your little Dal label on there. Absolutely precious, and I'm pretty sure that I had the same sweater when I was a little kid, and I have pictures of wearing that pink sweater over my dresses, so this look just feels so familiar. And you know, my great-grandmother might have gotten that pink sweater from Spain. There's a really high possibility that that's the case. Then the dress. I mean, I just have to say that overall, the quality of the stock gives me a little bit of an insight to these European standards of the how people are dressing their dolls, how collectors are the style and the quality of the materials and the make of the clothing that they're choosing for their collections. The details on this dress are absolutely incredible. Okay, so again, a very nice cotton, and you've got this lace ruff at the top. The top is separate from the sleeves, which have a little princess poof. You can see these little pin tucks of the front of the dress with several little, I imagine, hand-sewn beads as buttons. The sleeves come down and are very nicely stitched and attached to another portion of lace. The skirt comes down and it's gathered across, well, all around, of course. At the very bottom, there's one layer of beautiful ribboned lace. The dress is styled to gather up in this right corner with a little lace ribbon and a very sweet fabric flower. Underneath this cotton layer, there is a lace petticoat. Underneath that, there is another cotton layer of a slip, basically. And then below that, she wears another little slip, which is in itself 2 layers to really give it body. The waistline is so well stitched in cotton with a detail of a soft pink ribbon. It really makes me want to go to Spain and knock on Maria's door and ask her if I could see the other dresses and outfits that her collection gets to wear, because I think this says a lot about her choices. Heiwa also comes with little net stockings. Not terribly exciting, but they do have a very nice little waistline with lace. She even comes with little panties, which are way underneath this jumper, so you will not get to see them. But that's unique. Very few of the Pullips or Dals, actually none that I've seen, who come with stockings also wear little panties. So I think Angela Singletary's mom would be very proud, very happy about that detail. Then she has these little poofy leg warmers, and it's such a clever detail, because if you have the little dress and then you have the little stockings, and then if you just tuck those stockings into the shoes, the ankles are going to look kind of bare, kind of awkward. And this little poof of a leg warmer makes a big difference. So I like to put leg warmers on a lot of my girls. So this definitely spoke to my aesthetic. And then her shoes, her shoes have a very high platform, which I think is kind of funny. I wouldn't expect a little girl that's walking around in a sweet little cream dress with a sweet little pink sweater to be wearing platforms. But of course we are in Pullip world, in Japanese world, and in the land of Lolita style. So I think that it's not too shocking. And what's exciting about these shoes is that they do fit the Obitsu foot. And they're a nice sturdy rubber, so you can use them on a lot of different dolls. And then finally, there's a little antler headband. I think in her on her box, her little "Feel Like So" statement must be something about the forest. I'm actually a little too lazy to look that up right now, so if you have it in front of you, if you'd like to share that in the comments, please do. So it gives me the sense that she would be perfectly happy wandering through the forest, and that she could maybe talk to little does, little fawns, and hang out in a little patch of sunlight with Mushu and maybe some other creatures. So I'm going to share a few pictures of the different adventures that she has had around here with her new friends. And if you have any questions, please let me know. And if you have any requests for what my next review should be, I would love some suggestions. So thank you for watching, and remember to like this video if you did like it, and happy holidays!